Hi and welcome back. Last video we installed Roblox Studio and you should have something that looks like this. Alright, before we get started however, I would like to help you stay organized so you can find your files, etc. So on your desktop, I'm using a Mac obviously, however if you've got a PC it'll be the same, but create a folder on your desktop or wherever you are comfortable putting it. So we'll make a new folder and we will call this the Roblox, whoops, it's being difficult with my mouse. Okay, we'll rename it Roblox Basic Course. Alright, so we're going to save all of our files into this folder here, so you can always find them and come back to them when you need them. Alright, so let's click on Studio to bring it back up to here and have a look at what you get when you open it. So as you can see, we have a bunch of different templates that feel free to open any of these, have a play with them, run around in the worlds that are created here, and just experiment a little bit and have some fun. When we're working, however, we will be using mostly the base plate or the flat terrain here until we start developing our actual game. So I'm going to click on this one here for a start, the base plate. So if you follow along and simply click on this, you'll find that it will open up Studio for us and begin. So when you look at Studio, you might think this looks very confusing. So we're going to help you navigate around this a little bit before we start actually using it. There's a number of windows and you'll notice they are resizable. Alright, so you can stretch or move them around. This is the main window and where we do most of our work in here in terms of building and what you would see in the game. Over on the right we have the Explorer window, and this contains all of the folders, let's say we'll call them at the moment, where things are stored within Roblox Studio. So for example, if we click on the drop down arrow in Workspace, you can see we've got a camera, some terrain and a base plate. The base plate is this big Lego bit of material under here, and if I hit my delete key it disappears and now we have no floor or anything to stand on. If I hit Command and then Z, that'll undo my last action. That is a very handy thing to know, so Command Z to undo something. Looking down the rest of these, we will cover the majority of these in this course, so I'm not going to talk about them all now. However, we need to have the Explorer window visible, the Properties window. Now if I click on any item up here in the Explorer window, you'll notice its properties are showed down the bottom. So whatever is highlighted in the Explorer window, the properties will appear down here. You'll notice there's a slider down the side. You can left click and drag your mouse, or if you've got a wheel in the middle you can move up and down. You can also resize this sometimes. In this case, no. Okay, that's the minimum there at the moment. If you want to, for whatever reason, make these disappear, we'll get to that in a minute, or if you want to reorganize them, I'll show you how to do that. The last window that we need for this course is the output window down the bottom here. Don't worry about this message here, it's just a software thing. So the first thing you can do if you have a message that you don't want to see is if you right click on your mouse, you'll see clear output, and there's a shortcut there, also Command K, and that will get rid of any messages in your output. So we have the Explorer window, the Properties window and the Output window. Next, up the top you'll see there are tabs along here. Currently excuse me, in the default opening scene, we have the Home tab, which has all of these things in it. And if we click on Model, we get a bunch of different things, plus some things that were there before. Test, View, Plugins. All right. So there's a whole bunch of tabs up the top that we will be referring to when you need to access various things. So as I said, to change the look on your screen, if you click on View, you'll notice that the command bar, which is this one down the bottom here, is darkened or grayed out. Output is grayed out, and Explorer and Properties. So if you click on any of those or all of them, you can make them all disappear. You want them back again, simply click on them and they will come back. You can drag these to the other side if you wish. I tend to work this way, so if you want to follow along easily with me and sort of be aware of where I'm pointing and working, then it's probably best just to leave it like this. So before we leave this video, because this was just about showing you how to make it look, and these up the top here, we're just going to discuss saving. So up the top you'll see the File menu. If we left click on the File menu, we have these options down the side. For now, let's click on Save to File, and it'll open up a save window. Now remember, on our desktop we created a folder here, Roblox Basic Course. So in there, let's create a save file. Now you can call it whatever you like, alright, but I'm going to call this one let's say section 1, because that's what this is. Okay, so section 1, and after it I'm going to put an underscore 0.1. Now this is how I keep track of my version numbers. So as we move through the course, it's a good idea to, when you start on new work, increase this last number by another digit, say 0.2, etc., when you're starting something new. So if anything goes wrong or you make a mistake, you've always got a version to come back to that you know that works. All right, so let's save that. Now that is saved locally on our computer. All right, to make Roblox games work or run in the Roblox world, we need to also publish them. So clicking on File again, let's come down to Publish to Roblox, and you'll have a window like this come up. We can call this Learning Roblox, or whatever you like you can put in here. Alright, and you can put in a description. This is the setup file to get started in Roblox Studio. So you can type anything in there or nothing if you like. Alright, so the creator is me, and you'll notice that I'm using this, my username is taken30. Okay, I have a lot of different aliases. This is the one I'm using for this particular course, so this is where it will be represented. Just leave this on computer, phone, tablet. I don't think anything we do here will go onto a console at this stage, so just leave that blank. When you're ready, click on Create and give it a second. There we go. Successfully published. You may find this place in Learning Roblox. Click on Close and you'll see it was published. So you'll notice it says baseplate published. If we were to publish it again, you'll see the name should now change to whatever we named it. So Learning Roblox was published successfully. Now to finish this video, I'll show you where that goes on Roblox. So if you just minimize Roblox Studio and we open up Roblox. So you should have a icon such as this. This is where you play games for Roblox, and this one, Studio, is a blue one over here where you can work with Studio alone. So if we just open up like we're going to play a game. Sorry, I didn't realize we needed to upgrade here. And here we go. So you'll come up with this where you've got your username up here, a bunch of games, etc. Now if you want to look at what we just created, click on Create Again, and because you have in Studio installed, if we come down to Manage My Game instead of Start Creating, which is in the middle, you'll get this screen come up. There's a whole bunch of things in here that you can create for your games. Here's the one that we just did just then, which is currently set to private. Alright, we can change that to public. We'll do that later so you can share it with other people. However, I thought you might just like to know what places, when we talk about places, this is where it gets saved to under your account. So if you change names up here, you may not have access to these files. So make sure when you're learning or developing that you keep it the same. Alright, for now, we'll leave it at that, and we will come back in the next video and start actually using the software. So I'll see you then.